Welcome back to the Robbins Business Show. Thanks for coming back because this is episode 2 of discussion on most common mistakes made by first-time entrepreneurs, by rookies.
I made most of them. I won't do it again, though.
And we attacked this in episode number 1. In number 2, we're going to follow up. There's some additional issues that we have to deal with.
Yep.
And this is the Robbins Business Show. I'm Bill Fox, the co-host. But the other co-host is someone who is known as scintillating, they say. I think that's true. He's also phosphorescent, and he is also radiant. He's Coach Robbins.
I'll ask my wife about the scintillating part.
Coach, you were boiling right along on episode number 1 on these common mistakes.
Yep.
This is, if anything's right up your alley, this is.
Oh, God, yeah.
There are 4 authors of this: Mr. Carlson, Mr. Issa, Mr. Rose, and Mr. Yang. Mm-hmm. They are all startup specialists.
Yeah.
And they fought the wars in startup. But I mentioned in episode 1, these are West Coast guys. These are California guys. So in their minds, they're thinking internet. They're not starting a pizza shop.
Right.
They're not starting a cupcake shop.
Right.
They're not fixing mufflers.
Right.
Opening a restaurant. Right. These guys are internet hotshots.
They're what we call bit jockeys.
A bit. So
they're all about moving electrons.
But they have their point of view, but it's.
Yeah.
It doesn't represent, the entire picture of starting a new business.
Right.
Because we got.
Exactly. That's why we bring out some counter thoughts.
So I need for you to, right. Let's move on to, we're going to go on to this point that the authors make, which is stop avoiding your team.
Yeah.
The authors say, when's the last time you sat down and talked to your team? Mm-hmm. I mean, you talked to them in passing. When did you sit down and have a heart-to-heart with your team to offer support, to ask, to listen? Don't hide behind your desk or somewhere else. Be visible, good times and bad. Know the team, train them, encourage them. What's your take on all of that?
This is all about management and leadership. 2 of my favorite words. Management is doing things right. Leadership is making sure you're doing the right things, okay? Your team, and again, in show number 1, I said, to me, my most important asset for my businesses were my people, the team, because they're the ones that helping me build these businesses, and they were the most important people to me. And yes, I want to hear from them. I want their ideas. I used to take some people out to breakfast. I would appear at a store, not unannounced, say to the manager, give me 2 or 3 people to take for breakfast, 1 in the shipping room, maybe 1 counterman, maybe somebody on inside sales, purchasing, whatever. And I'd ask them, what do you think? How do we do things better? I'm not some kind of a genius who's going to come up with things that are going to be better if we make a little change inside the business. The Japanese call it kaizen, meaning continuous, small, incremental improvements. And it's the team, the guys on the firing line, the guys in the trenches that are going to be able to say, hey, maybe we could change this and do it better. And I got ideas at one store that I brought to another store and said, this is the way they're doing it down there. What do you think? Yeah, that might be a good idea. Let's try it. So listen to them, support them, ask them, and work with them. They are part of your team.
As far as I'm concerned, just the fact that you asked them is a good thing.
It's a good thing, absolutely. And listen to what they're saying.
Next point is stop pretending to be Superman. No one is perfect. Don't pretend that you never made a mistake. And there are people who say that, I never made a mistake. Don't pretend everything is okay. Don't become a fake and become inauthentic. Don't flaunt failures. Don't flaunt failures, but don't hide them.
Right.
Be honest and ask for advice.
Yep.
You agree with this?
Well, For the most part, I do agree with it. You say no one's perfect and, everybody makes mistakes. I've only made one mistake in my entire life. Once, I thought I was wrong, but I was wrong. I make mistakes every day, of course. As long as they're not fatal, that which doesn't kill me only serves to make me stronger. Go ahead and admit your mistakes, move on, correct them, and that's how you're going to eventually be better at whatever it is you're doing. Have a growth mindset, according to Carolyn Dweck. I actually use her book in a class I teach. A growth mindset isn't afraid of stretching themselves, making a mistake, learning from it, correcting it, and getting better at what you're doing. You can do that if you make mistakes that don't kill you.
The next issue that the authors bring up, Coach, is stop being secretive about your ideas. Don't be scared that your ideas will be stolen. Product market fit does not build by keeping a secret. Talk about your ideas a lot, lots and lots, to a lot of people. But don't be in denial. Others are too busy. Other people are too busy anyway. You're so enamored and drawn in by your own secret. Maybe you don't realize others are busy doing their own thing. But what's this about being secretive? What's your point?
Well, this can be overdone. You can't. I got a great idea, and I'm not going to tell anybody. Well, great. Don't tell any customers. That way, you'll never have a business. Up to a point. You need to do what you can do to protect your ideas. If it's a product and you can file a provisional patent, even though you can't perfect it, it's going to take time, it's going to take money. Go ahead, get the process started. If you want to keep it a secret, as far as secret sauce goes,
right.
But what it is you're doing for the market, you can't keep it a secret from the market because they're the people who are going to buy it once the secret is out that, hey, great, this is really something that they're going to want to buy. So you have to take this sort of tongue-in-cheek. Don't keep it a secret. I agree with that up to a point, but there's also a point beyond which you don't want to expose these ideas. If you've got an idea and you're going to go into the marketplace and you're going to develop it, big companies, other people, like you say, are too busy to look at your little niche in the marketplace.
Right.
Once you come up on their radar screen, they may say, oh, I'm interested in that market, and either buy your company out or, unfortunately, they might just say, I think we'll just go out and crush them. So this is a fine line you've got to watch about keeping things secret because they're going to be stolen.
There are things that are secret.
There's a lot of it. Kentucky Fried Chicken is 14 secret herbs and spices.
So it's an issue of knowing what's secret and what
right.
you should be able
what
to
you should be keeping a secret.
You can be overly secretive.
That's exactly the point. You can be overly secretive, right. And then the customers will never know what a value they're providing the market.
So judgment is needed here.
A lot of judgment, right.
Okay. Next is stop falling in love with your idea before you reach that magic product market fit. Mm-hmm. I like that expression, product market fit. That's a nice.
That's exactly right. And timing of the market has become a critical issue.
But you can fall in love with your head over heels in love. Overconfidence may lead to a fall, the authors say.
Yep.
First-time founders are maybe too much in love with their ideas to seek change. Mm-hmm. They throw in an example, an Instagram social site. That's a social media location.
Yep.
On the internet. They said Instagram is an example of pushing forward. They started off in direction A and saw saw failure coming and pivoted and went to a better format and came up with Instagram. But they didn't fall so much in love with an idea that they were unexposed to making necessary changes for that product market fit.
Yep.
And this is a big one with you. stop ignoring marketing. In fact, you've said on this show, if you said it once, you said, I'd like to have a crisp $5 bill
Right,
every time.
You'd be rich.
You said that, marketing may be one of the most misunderstood words in the business lexicon.
Absolutely.
But everybody is in it. Everybody is in it, but don't truly understand.
I've heard more people say, especially in 2007, 8, 9, when things really, the market dipped, people say, gee, my sales are down, so I cut my marketing budget. Brilliant. I'm starving to death. I don't have much to eat. Good, don't eat at all. You'll die quicker, I mean, people do. No, marketing is not a word that is really understood by people who aren't, quite frankly, educated in product, price, place, promotion. Marketing is a term that's misused. Some people think marketing is all about advertising. No, marketing is much more than that, and it's beyond. And we've talked about marketing, product, price, place, promotion, all of the things that really go into a good marketing plan. But you got to be out there creating value.
Well, it's easy to understand if you say the word marketing is just a word substitute for advertising.
It is not. Advertising is part of the promotional P, the 4 P's of marketing: product, price, place, promotion,
right.
And a keen understanding of how they all fit together and work together. That's what it's really about.
So the authors say, stop ignoring marketing, and they say, no, not just press releases or advertising.
Absolutely, that's promotion.
Create value.
Right.
In your customers' lives.
That's product and price.
Create real fans, create buzz, create word of mouth, make use of tutorials or blogs on the internet.
Blogs are critical.
Many startups don't even do this, they say. Startups need a better understanding of the marketing task.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because a startup, an existing business, an early stage, any business, job one. What's job one for a company? Create a customer. That's job one. You got to do that or you don't have a company.
Say that again.
Job one, according to Peter Drucker, not me, very bright guy, God rest his soul. I mean, job one for your company is to create customers. And how do you do that? You execute a very good, unique marketing plan. That's it. That's what you should be paying number one attention to.
That's a big failure on new people.
It is.
Also, the authors provide a warning here, Coach. Stop over comparing yourself to other startups.
Mm-hmm.
That won't get you through hard times, they say.
Right.
Envy is not a winning strategy. Analyze your competition. Improve your product market fix concept. And work with your team.
Yep.
Focus on the right things. You agree with that?
I agree 100% with that. I know you'll find that hard to believe that I agree 100% with anything.
I'm gonna
write that down. This could be a landmark point in my life. SWOT analysis is basically what I'm thinking of. The thing that's popping into my head. Do a SWOT analysis. What are the strengths of your company? What are the weaknesses of your company? What are the strengths and weaknesses of some of your major competitors? How do we pit our strengths against their weakness? The OT, SWOT, is opportunities and threats. Where do you see an opportunity in this marketplace for you to be successful? And what are the threats that you see to the success of your ongoing company? So, yeah, you don't compare yourself overly to every other company, but you do want to know what they're doing. So envy's not a winning strategy. I love that statement. You want to analyze your competition, but you also want to find out what do the customers really want and what can I give them nobody else is going to be giving them, nobody else thought of giving them. There's your unique selling proposition. Go for it.
Okay. The authors also say stop ignoring history.
Right.
Read.
Voraciously.
Meet people who have raised money recently, not 10 years ago,
right?
Not 50, 20 years ago, which is fine, but recently, who has raised money in the last 2 or 3 years? Mm-hmm. Who's up to date?
Yep.
Find people who have done it before, read their bios, meet people who have been successful if you can.
Yep.
Pick their brains, offer them stock. I mean, maybe
Absolutely. Give them a piece of the
maybe you
company.
want somebody who fully is excellent for your company.
Bring
them in.
them onto your board.
Maybe.
Let them get vested in your company.
And the authors say, hustle smarter, not harder.
Work smarter, not harder, right.
And if you're in a hole, stop digging.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Say, if
stop
I'm in a
digging.
hole, the answer is keep digging.
No, that's wrong. Yeah, I mean, find people who have done it before, get network with people who've raised money, get to know the people that invested in them, get the introductions you need, networking with the right people. It's critically important to the growth of your company. Absolutely, I agree.
And also,
read.
another issue with first-timers is stop procrastinating your company launch. Are there people who are always preparing but never, delivering? Don't cave in to your inner demons. You will be making up excuses. You will put off another week and another month. But the product market fit does not come from living in a closet.
Right. Hey, get out there and figure out what the market's doing. You're not going to find anything in your closet except a light, and eventually that bulb will burn out, and then you got to go get another one anyway. But yeah, I'm a ready, fire, aim, fire guy. I'm not a ready, aim. I'm ready, fire. Boom, I missed. Okay, re-aim and fire again, quickly. All right? But pull the darn trigger.
Also, it is, by the same token, the reverse side of that coin, stop launching too early.
Yep.
Launch an MVP, what they call an MVP, which stands for minimal viable product. Minimum
MVP.
Viable product.
Yep.
Don't build a quickie, crappy product.
Quality is
just to launch as quickly as possible.
No, people expect quality.
Shortcut.
Yep.
Build a product worth launching.
Yep.
Not only a proof of concept, but a finished product, not a fly-by-night endeavor.
Yep.
So you would...
I agree with every single thing he says. I mean, when I say I'm a ready, fire, aim guy, fire again, I'm not going to pull the trigger while the damn gun's in my holster. I'm not that stupid, okay? I'm going to pull the gun out, I'm going to point it, I'm going to aim, I'm going to shoot it, and when I miss, I'll adjust and shoot it again. That's the metaphor I want people to... No, I'm not going to reach in my... pull the trigger while it's in my holster. That's premature firing. And no, aim it, pull the trigger, and correct, and keep focusing on making the product better and better. But don't hit the market with a junk product completely, because you only get one chance to make a good first impression. Make sure you hit the market with a quality product and just improve on that quality. Quality today is the price of entry in the market. 30, 40 years ago, we used to say the economy goes as General Motors goes, but they turned out a lot of junk. The Japanese took the automobile market away from them by producing quality products. Now they're running to catch up.
Stop. And also, this is a funny one I got to ask you about, coaches. The authors say, stop avoiding thinking about revenue. Stop thinking Twitter and Facebook were right to ignore, that Facebook and Twitter were right to ignore revenue and profit. Apparently they concentrated just on building readership.
Sure.
And didn't pay attention to the numbers.
Amazon did the same thing. Amazon lost money selling books, but they knew they were going to expand into everything.
But here is one of your favorites. CFIMITYM. What
and I got that from the director of the Enterprise Forum at MIT many years ago. He said, this is the most important thing to every company. Cash flow is more important than your mother.
Whoa.
Okay? Yeah. Absolutely. Cash flow. It's about cash flow.
3 rules of business. Number 1, cash flow. And Rule number 2, cash flow.
I know what number 3 is. Cash flow. It's all about cash flow.
Growth is great, but uncontrollable growth kills.
Absolutely, because you can run out of cash being profitable and being growth, and then you're out of business. You're out of cash, you're out of business. See, these other companies, Facebook and Amazon, they had plenty of cash coming in to build to the platform. Their growth, they weren't interested in profit in the early stage. They knew they'd get to that. It would take years. But in the meantime, people were investing, and expanding their business model all the time. Now they're very profitable.
Next point that the author makes, stop using lack of funding. This is interesting, stop using lack of funding as a primary excuse.
To not get started.
Well, the authors say, well, you don't need to spend millions to validate your idea necessarily.
Right.
You could validate a product market mix or product market fit with thousands.
That's right.
Waiting for funding are you sitting there waiting for funding to build your product? Are you waiting to sell your product? Forget the excuses, go for it. Ready, fire, aim.
Ready, pull the gun out.
Pull the gun out.
Aim it, fire. Okay, I missed. Okay, the target's over there. Move it, fire again. And keep going after the target. Absolutely. Forget excuses. Let's get this thing started. No, entrepreneurs don't start with everything they're going to need. They start with enough, whatever enough is, and they get their prototype product or service developed. And then they move it to the next level. They get sales traction, they get proof of concept, and now investors are going to be interested in the business because you've proven with some money I can grow this thing and make you a lot of money as an investor.
This is interesting. We always say, entrepreneurs are supposed to have passion. But these authors say, stop just following your passion. You got to deal with this one. The authors say, look, passion can motivate you.
Yeah.
Passion can also blind you to missing the need to pivot or change your product. Be passionate about your product market fit. Keep tweaking until you fit. You will know when that arrives.
Yep, I agree. I tell people all the time, this is your dream? This is your dream business? Really? I don't really see it as a viable business, but let me tell you something about dreams. Nightmares are dreams too. This thing could turn into a nightmare. So let's keep our eyes open. Let's find out what the market's really thinking. And is this a dream that will have a happy ending to it? That's the critical part. So yeah, you're passionate about it. You're dreaming that this could be a great business. Let's just make sure the market thinks the same way, all right? Because if they think your idea stinks and you think it's great, you lose. Okay, just that simple. By the way, even if you think it's not as good as it should be, the market loves it, you still win. It's what the market thinks that counts, not necessarily what you think. So get out there and ask them what they think.
Here's a technical issue. Stop forcing people to sign NDAs. That's a non-disclosure agreement.
Right.
Stop forcing people to sign NDAs before you discuss your idea. Early stage ideas are not that good.
No.
They're not necessarily that good. Sorry, maybe your baby is ugly.
Yeah, right. Even though you think she's beautiful, right? Other people looking at it, what an ugly kid.
First, raise a few million, then seek a meeting with a large public company. Even then, they're not going to sign your crummy NDA. You're going to sign theirs.
Right. Most company, for years, for decades, people would say, I'm going to go to the angel investors, but before I tell them my idea, I'm going to ask them to sign a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA. Oh, good. You'll never see them because they're not going to sign your NDA, okay? They're not. If you can't protect the idea adequately from them, then they're not going to put their money into it, knowing that you're not going to scale this fast enough or you don't have enough secret sauce or at least a patent filed. They want to make sure that if they put their money in, some other gigantic person isn't going to come in and wipe them out and then they lose their money. No. NDAs, not every time. Sometimes, but not every time.
Another caution by the authors, coaches, stop lying to yourself when things are not right.
Right.
When your aim is off.
Yep.
You're shooting the gun. And
right, and you missed. Okay, you got to move it. Don't pull the trigger again at the same target. The target isn't going to come meet you. You got to go find the target.
Is someone not pulling his weight causing more harm than good? Are you hoping that the problems will go away? Stop it. Deal with it today. the business is your job, so
Yep.
do business.
Yep.
You agree with that?
Absolutely. Very simply said, I've said it again thousands of times, get the right people on your bus, all right? And get the wrong people off your bus. And don't wait to do it, okay? I know it's much more difficult to get the wrong people off the bus, but you've got to do it. Get the right people on, keep the right people on, keep them happy, keep the bus going. And if somebody doesn't fit, you got to get them off the bus. Everybody has to do your job. According to Mr. Belichick, I believe he's the one who made this a famous statement, do your job. He gets the wrong people off the bus, even if they're great players, whether it's AB or any of the other players that they just don't fit. He gets rid of them. You don't fit the culture, you're gone. Hard to knock 20 years of history and 6 Super Bowls and 9 visits. It's hard to, get the wrong people off the bus. Stop lying to yourself.
Right.
These are the facts. Let's act on them.
Also, stop trying to get away without knowing unit cost.
Yep.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
For some reason, my background. Unit cost is the service cost per customer.
Right.
Your cost per customer. Take out fixed cost, the rent, the rent and
Overhead.
the light and the heat,
Right.
know.
Yeah.
Divide variable cost by the number of customers, then sell for more than unit cost.
Right.
Cash flow, profitability,
Yep.
You
gotta know-
run a business.
Absolutely. You got to know your cost. You have to understand all of your cost. You have to understand the cost of goods or the variable cost for your product. That's what we're talking about here. And you have to know what is the overhead that I pay every month, whether I sell 1 million of these things or 10,000 of these things. What am I paying that doesn't change based on the number, the amount of revenue I pull in for sales? You have to know all of your costs, both fixed costs and variable costs. You got to have a handle on it because that's the only way you're sure you're going to be making money.
Coach, thank you. This is a lot to think about.
Yep.
For new business startups.
There's a lot
You wonder
here.
why there are so many failures. Well, this is a
Go
long list.
get professional help, for God's sakes. That's what we tell people. Go to SCORE, go to your SBDC, just like the ultimate billionaire did.
Right.
First thing you did is went to the SBDC.
Thank you for watching. This is the Fox Robbins Business Show. Hang in there. All of our shows are uploaded to YouTube for convenience sake. You can pick and choose. There's a whole library of shows that are on YouTube. You just put in Fox Robbins, FOXROBBINS, and click, and there's a library of choice of any episode that is of current interest to you. And we will see you guys next time.